Hey everyone, welcome back to Fast Charging. We are here for episode 80, I believe, and I
Yeah.
am Bear,
Brian.
and we are back to do another not live show where we're going to talk about some latest cars coming out. Some sexy, some you wouldn't want to touch with a 10-foot pole kind of sexy. You familiar with that, right, Brian?
I have also been to that club and observed that poll.
Yes, yes. This is a car that you'd only buy with beer goggles on. Sometimes you'll see little marks on it, and that is from the 10-foot pole because people are touching it with the 10-foot pole. So,
They're not supposed to, by the way. Do you know the MG Comet has got an amazing little car on offer?
um, you say amazing, but amazing can be good, could be bad. Which type of it's like luck, comes in good and bad.
hmm
So
I think my desk chair has bigger wheels.
your desk chair, well, okay, I think my suitcase has bigger wheels.
I don't know what the heck they're doing here. This is crazy. The Comet EV will directly go off after the same market as the Tata.
Yeah, I love that name.
And yeah. Well, they make a bunch of small Tatas in India. Apparently, they're very popular. And
Do they
have
come in matching
electric-
sets?
You can get them that way, but not always.
Okay.
Is what I understand about the Tatas that are available that I've seen. Yeah.
So this is really MG, which is like it's a real company that has been around for a while, and I don't know. I guess there's a market somewhere for it, but this is India where they don't have much in the way of like safety stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I assume this car will have all of the death possibilities wrapped up into one. And I mean, it's adorable. If these were for your golf country club, for your
Yeah. You know what?
private community.
I look at the picture of the yellow one, and what I see in that back window, I see a small Indian child just staring out the window with his eyes bulging because he's probably scared for his life. Like one of the kids from like Slumdog Millionaire. He's just scared.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my God, great movie. You should see that.
Yeah, I'll add it to my list.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, this is small. It's really, really small.
Yeah. The options for what you can do in terms of styling are very limited, and I think they've done a great job with what it is.
Do you?
I do. Show me a car of that size and that shape that's prettier.
I know this is like smashingly ugly, but it's more of I just think of it as such a death trap. I wouldn't want to put my kids in that and
No.
and try and go down. I guess it goes 60 miles per hour. I mean, it's scary. It just looks scary. So
It does indeed. Boy,
Well,
60 in that thing would be a nail biter.
when I see a smart car pull up next to me or something like that, I always just look over there because I always just want to see the look on the person's face to see if they're terrified. Because it's scarier than a motorcycle to me.
You should look at the crash testing on the smarts. They do very well.
I think I've seen one where it was going 70 miles per hour into a wall, and it was decided that nobody would survive.
Yeah, don't go 70 into a wall. That's for sure.
Okay.
Is that any other new cars we should discuss?
No, that's it. We're done.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody.
Bye-bye.
2023 Easter Jeep Safari to reveal EV concepts. You know, concepts are fun. Build a car.
Yeah. We just had Dodge just like ruin our day earlier this year when they made that beautiful concept of the Ram, and then they showed us what it really was, which was nothing like that. But as far as these concepts go, they're pretty much using a lot of the same Jeep stuff that are in there. If you're looking at the top picture, there are a couple things in there that obviously are concepts. The green vehicle right there,
Mm-hmm. For sure.
and then the one right behind it.
The blue one,
Yeah, the white
blue
and
and
blue
white.
one. Yeah,
Yeah, but I would agree with you that like the beige one in the top corner and the blue one in the other top corner, those could absolutely more or less be built.
yeah,
Just got to do it. Quit talking. Do it.
yeah. That's what needs to happen. The purple one is Rubicon 4xe, which would be a plug-in hybrid. Those are those are. I think they're having decent sales on that. They're making more than they can sell though. At least here in Arizona.
They are ridiculously capable. I have a video where we got to do the off-road test track inside at the LA Auto Show, and it was ridiculously capable. But you know how much torque electric motors have.
Yeah,
It's the right tool for the job.
and I saw that video of yours, Brian, and that was a very good video. If you guys get a chance and are interested, you should take a look at that. Where the Jeep is climbing up and down these ramps, probably 20 feet up in the air, and Brian's sitting there just giggling and having a grand old time.
Oh, it was the best ride in the park.
Might have been the only one.
Ford, some of the other ones had hill climbs too. Nothing nearly as extreme as this, because this was going up stairs and on very sharp banks. I could have done the Ford with the hill climb, but the Lightning wasn't doing the hill climb, and we wanted to do the Lightning, so.
All right. Well, let's move on because there's just so much weirdness out there. Electric vehicle brand Jidu,
Mm-hmm.
They put together this article that I don't even understand. But what does that look like to you?
It looks like to me, Jidu just unveiled the all-new Polestar.
Yes. Headlights are straight off of a Kia, but the rest of it is strikingly some of it is Polestar-ish, and I also kind of see a Cadillac Lyric in that, which, by the way, I saw my first one on the road today.
I mean, it looks good. It looks fine. I
Concept.
haven't heard of Jidu. It's a concept. Yeah. I'd love to see this be successful. Making a concept is a million times easier than making a car in mass production.
Yes. Got to keep in mind, concept cars generally don't actually run.
Yeah. That's a big leap of additional work to take what is essentially a sculpture and make it into an actual moving vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Quite difficult. So yeah, I wish them the best of luck.
Whoever they are.
Whoever they are. Ford has got a very sexy new EV out for the European market. You excited?
I'm excited for my European friends.
Mm-hmm.
Because we won't get to see one. I do like the color.
Yeah.
Because typically these things are always white.
White.
And then in New York City, they're white with graffiti. You know, you can actually get them from the dealership with the graffiti installed.
Can you really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that way people don't mark it up.
That's
'Cause
fun.
They think oh man, someone tagged this one already. And they just move on to the next one.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's like a $5,000 ad.
I love that this, right above the bottom picture there, it says the E-Transit Custom is a complete electric, no compromise commercial electric van.
What does that
With
mean?
a range, well, it means that it's got an amazing WLTP range, would like to pretend a range of 236 miles.
Did you just make that up?
No, I think that's a joke from another channel. I don't remember now.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that's genius. But
Well,
it's
that
not
would
yours.
explain why it's genius.
Yeah. Yeah. Or why it came from another channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So looking at it, you can fit a pallet and a little bit in the back. That's about what I would expect from something of this size.
Yeah.
Of course, now you're going to probably tell me it's a metric pallet.
That would
Can
be
charge
funny.
from 10 to 80% in less than 35 minutes. Doesn't seem unreasonable.
Well, 100 kilowatts is not actually great, but if it's a delivery van, you don't have a need to fast charge it because you can charge it overnight with that small of a battery pack. It's going to charge overnight fairly easy. Um, I I'm still getting frustrated with seeing these new vehicles getting released to the public with low charging speeds. And when I say low charging speeds, I'm talking about this fast charging is 100 kilowatts. That's not bad. It's not great, but every time Tesla releases or builds another 250 kilowatt supercharger, it it means nothing for these people who driving a Bolt can still only max out at 50 kilowatts. And that is one of those things that long term is going to make a big difference on EV adoption, because no matter how fast you make a charging station, if it can only go up to 50 kilowatts, it's still going to take forever, because that's what you're going to max out at. And I'm talking to you, Polestar, by the way.
Now I know I joked a minute ago, but it does say the all-new body design, increased dimensions. The E-Transit can carry 2 Euro pallets for the first time. Oh, I didn't realize I was being serious.
All right, well, I'm going to open up a new tab to look up size of a Euro pallet.
Yeah, let me know what you find.
Great, it's in millimeters.
Just tell me.
1200 by 800 millimeters.
So 300 is a foot. So it's 4 foot by 3 feet. There's no way you're fitting. I guess if you put them sideways, you've got 6 feet of space. Yeah, maybe. 4 across, 3 deep times 2. Sure, you could do that.
Okay.
That seems pretty standard. All right. So, one of your favorite cars, I know I'm a big fan of the Ariya. Is that how you say it?
No, it's urethra.
Urethra?
or-
The areola?
Areola. That's what
That's
it
what
was.
it is.
Okay,
don't
so
remember.
I've spent some time I did some time at a Nissan dealership, and I do say did some time, like as in prison time at Nissan. In, anyway, they had the Nissan Areolas all over the lot. They had like 10 of them, and they were in plentiful supply. People were looking at them, and people, I believe, were buying them. I'm going to be interested to see the sales numbers come for quarter two in a couple of months, because I think Nissan's really making a push. I've seen a lot of advertisements, and I have seen a couple on the road. So believe it or not, it's true. And I'm going to compare this for a brief second before we look at the numbers for the quarter one. When I was up at Toyota a couple of weeks ago, they have one of their buzz forks there. And one of the salesperson just jokes to me, she goes, "Do you want one of those?" And I'm like, "Nope, got no need for a car with tires falling off." And she goes, "Yep, nobody wants it. They're not selling them."
It's ugly as hell.
Yeah.
And it's uninspired and it's slow.
Yeah.
They sabotaged the vehicle. They knew what they were doing and they did it on purpose. They don't get to act surprised.
Yeah. Well, the salesperson didn't sabotage the vehicle. Of course.
No. The designers.
Yeah.
The company.
Yeah,
Corporate decided. Yeah.
Yeah. But as far as these urethras are going, I think they're doing a lot better than the buzz forks. Nissan's producing them. I mean, to have 10 on the lot, well, that means that they're either not selling them, but there's been different ones. They've been rotating them in, and I have seen people coming in. I've seen cars with the temporary plates on them. So I know that they're coming in and going out. So I'm not going to say I love the look. It is a little strange. So are those wheels. But hey, who am I to judge on that? I mean, it's not a Bolt. That's for sure. And I guess their biggest thing was the size on the inside. And it's got a decent interior. Nothing special, but it's got the touch buttons that you just rub your hand on and don't really press on the console. So it's an interesting little car. And they've actually sold more of those now in quarter 1 than they did of the Leafs. So they're doing
Wow.
better. And these
How many did they sell?
they sold 2,860.
Now, didn't Nissan used to sell a whole heap more? Because if you go down to the next chart there, the black bars represent 2014, which was kind of the peak of their electric ambitions, it seems.
Yes. Yes, I think in 2023 we are going to see that bar go back up because they are pushing out those Aralas.
Mm-hmm.
These
Ariana Grande's.
Yes, yes. And they're decent cars. The range is as low as like 215-ish up to like 312-ish, depending on which model you get. But the price difference between their low end and their high end only seems to be about $10,000. So like $45,000 to $55,000. So they're priced comparative to other EVs in the market for that range. So I think they're actually going to do okay with this.
I hope so. I hope so. Now, again, I don't like the styling of it, but I don't have to.
Right.
It's not. I'm not buying it either way. If you look at the current trend, you're right. 2023 is looking better. I hope that remains through the year. I think the writing's on the wall, and they know that they have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
But the good news is, here at home, we've got some exciting stuff. The all-electric 2025 Ram 1500 has 655 horsepower, 500 miles of range. Boy, that must the battery must be what, 100 kilowatt hours?
That's a good question that I don't know the answer to.
Oh, you don't? I do. It's 217. That's fairly bulky. Standard 168, long range 229.
And I bet that's a $100,000 truck, isn't it?
I don't think we know yet, but if they just don't make very many, they can sell it for whatever. If you're going to lose money on every one you sell, just don't sell very many and lose the money.
Yeah, well, if they're putting a 229 kilowatt battery in there, it's going to be $100,000 minimum.
It will have to. It will have to. That's a $40,000 battery, man. Wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying everyone would need to pay $40,000 for a battery that size, but I'm saying Ram absolutely would. They have no core competency in this arena. This thing's going to outweigh the Hummer. Maybe.
Maybe. They do have a core competency, and that's making concept vehicles. It falls off right there because I'm just still real butthurt about the fact that they made a really cool concept vehicle and literally made one and said, nah, let's not.
You remember that 2-seat coupe that Saturn made?
Yes.
Do you know who designed it? Franz.
Who?
Tesla lead designer Franz
Oh.
von Holzhausen.
Okay.
That's one of his. Interesting.
Yeah, a little off of the Dodge Ram thing.
Oh, no, it's totally on topic. What else is there to say? I still, even this picture that they published,
Is not real.
I know it's still not real. Because what it looks like is just a truck.
Yeah, yeah, they really flopped on. Oh, except for the picture of the interior down below.
Hmm?
That is not the same truck. That's from the concept, isn't it?
I believe it is.
Yeah. Somebody threw in something that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That's too bad. Again.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. You know who's got a beautiful car coming out that can jump?
Okay, you got to explain this to me. Why do they have a jumping car?
Well, it's not so that the car can jump, it's just a demonstration. It's got active air suspension that responds so quickly it can jump. I mean, don't jump in your car. You will I think it'd be a very unpleasant experience. But the idea is around corners, around tracks, having active air suspension that's that responsive and reactive. Like, boy, this is so powerful. We could probably make it hop. So they hop it. Because why wouldn't you?
Because I don't drive a 77 Impala.
I forgot about that. No, but maybe you are more of a Yang Wang man.
Maybe it just seems like a kind of a Jesse Pinkman kind of car with the hopping and stuff like that. So
I just like that BYD, which is, by the way, not a bad name. BYD, fine, rolls off the tongue, easy. They've got their own sub brand for luxury, just like, you know, Infiniti from Nissan and Lexus from, you know, Toyota, and Cadillac. Anyway,
yeah,
we need a name for our luxury brand. What do you got? Yang Wang. I love it. I love it. You're going places, my friend.
What does that translate to?
I can tell you what it means in English.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Let's just say if you do it in a church, you're going to be asked to leave.
That's true. I can.
Crab walks are so passé.
Yeah. I like the design of it. I know that I would probably need assistance getting in and out.
Yeah, the air suspension would be inadequate to get you in and out of that car.
Yeah.
At 8.5 feet of height.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
As all tree wizards are. Forest wizard? I'm not sure. I forget the technical term, Bear. I don't mean to offend your people. Yeah, it's beautiful.
My people will consult and get back to you.
Because it's BYD and because it is a supercar, they absolutely could make that. The final version could look very much like that. Don't you think?
I think it's very possible. I'm going to kind of play the video as we chit-chat about it. I do think it's a nice-looking vehicle. It's not super expensive as far as supercars go. $150,000. I mean, that could do a lot more than a Lucid Air for $150,000. I mean, you can't wiggle your Lucid Air like that, nor can you do that to your Plaid. And
yeah, but how does this handle off-road?
I wouldn't know because I didn't drive that car off-road. Speaking of
I like how they made it roll out looking like a hobbling old man.
Yeah. It kind of doesn't look great like that, but I guess that's how they're demonstrating it. Speaking of that Lucid Air that went off-roading, I saw it the other day, and the windshield was cracked. And I wanted to ask the owner, what's that going to cost you? But I just let it be because I didn't want him going, I know you. And so I did not talk to him. But, yeah.
Yeah. That will be expensive, I bet.
Uh-huh. I'm sure it will be. Well, that's the hopping car I went through the video.
Yeah, I did too. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Absolutely pointless, but fun.
Yes.
I enjoy it.
So
we got a couple minutes left. You
want to talk about Kia?
Yeah.
Kia is ramping up. They're going to do 4.3 million units in 2030 is their plan. And out of those, they want 1.6 million units to be electric.
How do you feel about that?
I think that they can do it.
Though I sure as hell hope they can, because that's where Tesla already is.
Yes. Yeah, but let's not forget that if the current administration has its way, that if they're going to be selling 4.3 million units, you better have about 2.8 of those better be electric. Because they're shooting for 60%. So they are obviously not on the same target as the government.
But the 4.3 is a global figure.
Mm-hmm.
But who are you going to sell them to? You can't sell them into China because they're They're targeting 2035. EU is targeting 2035. India already has a target. They're looking at 2040. Who's left? Canada? No, they've got a 2035. So I think this ambition is low. They're hoping in 7 years to get to where Tesla is today. I think that I see a lot of people on Twitter and elsewhere saying, oh, the big dogs are coming. They're going to overtake Tesla soon. And I always ask them, please give me a date. Tell me when that will happen. You don't even have to tell me who. Just tell me the year that someone in the U.S. will surpass Tesla's electric vehicle sales. And they always, 2030. They usually don't answer, but when they do, it's 2030. And I say, no one has a plan. Ford would have to hit all of their targets, and Tesla would have to stop selling more cars.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't see that as being a realistic possibility.
Yeah, this is 7 years down the road to be at 1.6 million units when Tesla's goal by 2030 isn't it 20 million cars?
Globally, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, we can discount that a bit because just for the fact that it's never been done before by anyone ever. Like 11, 12 million is probably the most a company's ever made in a year. Because we're talking a car every like 3 seconds, something like that, would be rolling off the line, which would be wild.
Well, there's a lot of differences between Tesla and the legacy auto manufacturers. Here's an easy one. No Cybertruck is going to go into a paint booth. So that cuts your production time down right there. Castings, front and rear, possibly full body at some point in the future. You never know, but casting saves time. Vertical integration is going to save time. Not waiting on suppliers that overslept and didn't make their delivery because you've got it in house. I mean, you can just go on. And I don't know if I was reading one of the articles you sent me. Oh yeah, it's the next one with the plan to make 4 million. So we'll talk about that in a moment. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, and just having I heard this story on the radio maybe 5-10 years ago, and it was about Foxconn and how they do business, how they work. They have everything right there together. And they said the reason iPhones aren't made in the US isn't because it would be cost prohibitive. It's because the design philosophy doesn't exist here. The glass manufacturer is next door. The button manufacturer is next door to them. They say today we're making, 8,000 toasters for GE. They pull up the design, they start stamping it, they notice, this button it's not good. They walk over to the place where the buttons are made. Do you know how long it would take to fix that problem when your suppliers are spread out over the world? It's a whole different thing, and it allows you've seen how from the teardown videos, they are constantly iterating. They're from the release of the Model Y to 6 months later, I think Sandy observed something like 40 changes.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if I could get 6 through in a year, in a whole model year, it was a miracle.
Yeah, and I could see it being a very frustrating part of your day for someone like Sandy Munro going, no, this is wrong. You got to fix it. Just do it like this. All right, well, we'll send it to committee.
So Tesla plans to make 4 million of its next-gen affordable vehicle per year. Can they do it?
Depends on what that deadline is.
So the factory is going to be bigger than the one in Shanghai, of a newer design philosophy, and Shanghai is already in excess of 1 million. So just the fact that it's going to be twice the size already gets you to 2 million.
Mm-hmm.
And if there are any improvements to the process, that number goes up. If they're able to not paint it for some reason, and I've made videos where I explored a few different ways they could do that, that number goes up. The unboxed process we saw on Investor Day, where each part of the car is built as a big module and then just brought together at the very last minute, amazing. So I think 4 million of the new one just out of Mexico is possible.
I think it's possible. But how long do you think it will take them to get to that level?
Oh, years. Oh, 2-3 years from opening. Probably 3 years from opening to fully ramped. That's my guess. Because that's about what Shanghai did, is about 3 years from opening to what I call fully ramped, to a point where there are marginal improvements, but not substantial growth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think they can do it.
I
think it'll happen.
I think they can do it too. It's just how long it takes.
And with a smaller car, that's a smaller battery. That means you can make 2 or 3 of them for every Cybertruck.
Oh yeah.
Two of them for every Model S or X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they're gonna stamp out half the body at once or something crazy like that.
It would be. It's never been
Not
done
stamp.
before.
Cast, not stamp.
I know what you. Yeah. It's never been done before. It's crazy. How could you say? Because they do crazy things every day.
Yes. Yes.
Well, Bear, I do want to thank you for hanging out. As a reminder, next week, everybody, next week, we're not going to be on Tuesday, Wednesday. We're going to be on Wednesday, Thursday instead. Because Bear has a pressing appointment with his plastic surgeon about having... Oh, that? Oh, I thought it was different kinds of bags. So the... no, he's going to be at a... Why don't you just tell him?
I'm going to be at a rental car convention, which sounds extremely exciting. You know, a lot of women there, a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, a lot of young people.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
There actually might be a lot of young people, but I don't want to see them either.
Right. You're there to learn.
Yes.
And, yeah, so we'll be doing Wednesday, Thursday instead. Join us, won't you? And I think we should probably both put up announcements about that.
Yes.
On our channel. So
we'll do something.
As a reminder. Yeah.
All right. Well, so I want to thank everyone who came to see me and Brian. Yes, you are included in that. And enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the show. We're gonna keep making more. We got a series coming up of who's gonna die.
Yeah.
Right?
Is doomed. Is doomed is the name of our series. Blank is doomed.
Yes.
And you won't believe number 3. That's it.
Yeah, or I was surprised about number 2. But
All right, well, thanks everybody.